Hello, this is Kate, and this is game 14 for the Cherry Pickers in the competitive summer league that I play in. Tonight we are facing off against the yellow team. I wrote down as a side note in my little journal that I was actually really tired this week and my brain was a little bit fried. My mom at this point had been in long-term care, and I had helped her at her request sell her condo, and so I had spent the week and a half leading up to this game packing all her stuff and moving it out. I was very weary at this point. I didn't have a lot of energy, but I'm here anyways and raring to go. I did also write down, though, that my slides felt particularly good in this game, as well as my movement just around the crease while standing also felt really good in this game. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Really nice quick save there, but could have been avoided if I could have kept the puck behind the net in the first place. I find I never get enough power when I'm trying to block those shots from coming out when I only have the blade of the stick to work with. The puck often just sort of hits the blade and keeps going. And that is a goal for the Cherry Pickers. Letting myself face up ice here and not getting square, but I made a nice save and definitely a nice butterfly slide after. That's always really nice to see. This goal, even in the moment, I felt there wasn't much I could have done about it, although I did figure I was probably at the very least too deep in my crease. But, someone's going bar down. That's just a really well-placed shot. The save attempt does look a little awkward. It would have been nice to have more depth and maybe have my glove better projected, but I definitely kept that in mind for her future shots in this game to try and make sure that that glove was projected in case she went for the same spot again, and just because it's a good habit. I think I was in a decent spot to make this save had it not been blocked. And again, getting to the top of the circle. So it's good to see I have learned my lesson a little bit from the first goal. Bit of a flinch on the shot block, but managed to stay on my feet to deal with the shot when it did come through. And my guardian coming through to push everyone out of the way, as is customary. Not that I ever realized it until I watched the video back. Definitely nice to see, though. Definitely don't want to be putting out rebounds with that player on the doorstep, that's for sure. She's consistently one of the top scorers in the league. And here she is again. Just for a second, I thought she'd gone bar down on me again. Luckily, I managed to spot the puck just in time to keep the rebound shot out of the net as well. Got my stick hooked up on one of the bodies and had to just abandon it. Did a decent job following the bouncing puck through the crease, and definitely feels good to come out of a scramble like that, still with the same score on the scoreboard. And that is the end of the first period. Well, yeah, we're definitely going on the penalty kill now. She is such a slippery player, though. She has very good moves and silky mitts, and it's honestly kind of hard for people not to trip her sometimes because she just can get past people so suddenly. Oh my gosh, how on earth did I get that one? A screenshot with multiple tips. That's like a nightmare. Go me. It looked unorthodox, but I enjoy my little slide to the post too. It's very quick and efficient. These, of course, are the original giant 2.5 sizes too big skates. So even if my actual skating isn't the best in these giant clodhoppers, I'm doing a pretty good job with the crease movement as I had written down in the journal. And if you ever wanted proof that I don't leave goals out of the games that I don't like, here it is, because man, this goal is horrible. My original thought as the puck was coming in was that I wanted to pass it, and then I realized really quickly that that was not going to work when I'm on the ice and with how fast the yellow player was coming at me. And then I just managed to knock the puck so far away from me I could no longer reach it. And I just was so far out of the net, I felt completely helpless. I thought there was no way she wasn't just going to immediately put in the net. So if there was one thing that I did take away from this horrible nightmare scenario, it was that this is why you never give up on a puck. Because even though I felt like I couldn't get back to my net in time, I could have gotten to that far post in time to make that save. But because I hesitated, because I assumed she was going to score right away, I didn't start moving fast enough to make it in time to make the save. But if I had played the way that you should play as a goalie and never give up, I could have probably gotten back to make that save. And then I wouldn't have to show you all this horrendous goal that I want to forget ever happened. So most of my movement has been good in this game, but right here, I shouldn't be sitting on the ice. I should definitely be getting up, back on my feet, because this is not helping me cut down angles. But this is probably a result of the exhaustion that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Hard to see really in most of this game, but definitely that's probably an example of it. Definitely a nice save on that one-timer, though. So the lesson I learned from the first goal to keep my glove projected when I'm facing her, it worked out here, but my toaster glove did not keep the puck in it, partially because I had the pocket facing down towards the puck, so it just it's hard to keep it in there when the pocket is facing the ground, but anyway. Then when I went to try and corral it, I knocked it off my defender's skate, and so the puck managed to get away. And then I felt the puck hit the back of my legs, and I definitely panicked a little bit. I was afraid that some awkward goal was going to get in on me again, but somehow managed to keep it out, even though I had my back turned on it. I'll just take it as a gift after that nightmare goal. Again here, I'm moving well with the slides, but ideally I'm getting back on my feet in these situations so I can cut the angles better and not just cut the angles on the bottom half of the net. Did well to get to the top of the paint here and keep my arms tight to my chest. And that's the end of the second period. Really nice to get the blocker safe there after the deflected shot. I'm very happy to see that my plan of keeping my glove projected forward properly for her shots is paying off. This time I didn't even drop it. Don't like that I stayed on the goal line here, but I did seal up the gaps, which is quite nice. And managed to have good enough positioning to deal with this tip shot as well, and even controlled the rebound. On this goal, I know why I dove the puck. I obviously was confident that I would get to the puck first before anyone could get a stick on it, but it's obviously quite wrong. So it wasn't a horrible attempt to make the save, but I definitely would have had a better chance of making the save if I had just pushed towards the back door with my leg pad outstretched, my glove arm stacked on top of it. And I think in that situation, I make the save and it's just not what I did. So they've scored a goal. But at least now that other nightmare goal is not the only reason we're losing the game. And that is the end of the game. We ended up losing this one 3-1. I definitely left this game feeling like it was my fault we lost. That second goal was just really demoralizing for me. And, you let in a goal like that in the game, and it's not going to help the morale of your team. So it just ends up being really hard to come back from. I do think that there were a lot of positives for me in this game, though. As I had made a note of, my butterfly slides felt really good in this game. They felt really smooth. My movement in the crease felt pretty decent considering the skates that I have at this time. I was doing well to get out to pucks and cutting down angles. I did have a little bit of that drift backwards, but overall, I think I did a good job. I attempted to make a correction mid-game, reminding myself to keep those gloves projected forward, and I think that went really well for me. I was able to keep that in mind and make some really nice saves because of it. So even though I felt fairly responsible for the loss, I also came out of the game with a lot of positives as well and some confidence going into the future games. Anyways, there's one more game left until we hit the playoffs for the summer season. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.